How's it going? Dave here, and in today's video I'm going to be showing you 50 different ways you can play a major 7 chord. I didn't think I'd be able to come up with 50, but I did, and we're going to start now. So we are going to be playing a C major 7, and I'm going to be showing you 50 different ways you can play a C major 7 chord. The first way we're going to be playing a major 7 chord is a standard 6-string bar chord. So we're going to bar the 8th fret, and we are going to be playing 8 on the low E string, 10 on the A string, 9 on the D, and 9 on the G string, and then we're going to be playing 8 on the high E and the B strings. So you may already know that one if you're used to your major 7 chords. So there are some other bar chords, and we'll move on to those later because they're in certain categories that I've placed them in. Now we're going to move on to close voice major 7 chords. So this is where all the notes are as close together as possible. First of all, with the root on the low E string, we're going to be playing 8 on the low E string, 7 on the A, 5 on the D, and 4 on the G. It's a bit of a stretch, this one. Now, most of the shapes I'm going to be showing you in today's video are going to be very usable in your playing. This one's maybe a little bit of a tricky one, but definitely usable if you break it down into maybe 3 notes. Then we're going to look at the root on the A string. So we're going to be playing, we could play it down here actually, 3, 2, open, open. So 3 on the A, 2 on the D, open on the G, and open on the B. But if you're playing another chord, you're not going to have these open strings, so we can. So I'll be showing you another way. So 15 on the A, 14 on the D, 12 on the G, 12 on the B. And then for the root on the D string, we're going to be playing 10 on the D, 9 on the G, 8 on the B, and 7 on the E. So the next type of voicing I'm going to be showing you is a shell voicing, and a shell voicing is where we take the 5th out. So we've got root, 3rd, and 7th. The reason we do this is the 5th is quite unimportant to the chord. The 3rd and the 7th tell us everything we need to know about the quality of the chord. And also, when we play just the root, 3rd, and 7th, we've got an extra finger available to us where we can play extensions like 9th and 11th and 13th. Let's take a look at the first set of shell voicings. So we've got root on the low E string, we're playing 8, 7, 9. 8 on the E, 7 on the A, and 9 on the D. Then the next shape is exactly the same shape, but we're moving it down to the A string and starting on the 3rd fret. So we're going 3 on the A, 2 on the D, and 4 on the G. Then the next shape, we're going to be playing 10 on the D, 9 on the G, and 12 on the B. And the final one of these shell voicings, we're going to be playing 5 on the G, 5 on the B, and 7 on the high E. Okay, so there are other shell voicings we can use as well, where there's a skipping of a string. So we're going to be playing 8 on the low E, 9 on the D, and 9 on the G. The next voicing is 3 on the A, 4 on the G, and 5 on the B. And the next voicing is 10 on the D, 12 on the B, and 12 on the E. So those are shell voicings. Now let's take a look at drop voicings. So drop voicings are very interesting when we have a 4-note chord. So let's take this closed voiced major 7 chord. We assign each one a number that's not related to their interval. So the highest note is going to be 1, the next highest note is going to be 2, the next highest note is going to be 3, and the next highest note is going to be 4. And say we have what's called a drop 2 voicing. We're going to take voice number 2, which is the 2nd highest note, and drop that down an octave. Okay, so we're going to start off with drop 2, then we're going to move to drop 3, then we're going to do drop 2 and 3, then we're going to do drop 2 and 4 voicings. Let's start with drop 2. We're going to be playing 8 on the E, 10 on the A string, 9 on the D, and 9 on the G. That's the first one. And then if we invert it and play first inversion, we've got 12 on the E, 14 on the A, 10 on the D, and 12 on the G. Then if we do second inversion, with the 5th in the bass, we are playing 3 on the E, 3 on the A, 2 on the D, and 4 on the G. And then the final inversion on this string set is 7 on the E and A strings, and 5 on the D and G strings. Okay, so let's move on to the next string set. We're going to be playing 3 on the A string, 5 on the D string, 4 on the G string, and 5 on the B string. And this is our root position drop 2 voicing. Then if we move to the first inversion, we're going to be playing 7 on the A, 9 on the D, 5 on the G, and 8 on the B string. Now if we continue on to second inversion, 10 on the A, 10 on the D, 9 on the G, and 12 on the B. There we go. And finally, we are playing 14 on the A, 14 on the D, 12 on the G, and 13 on the B. Got all these string names, and fret numbers are starting to get confusing and hurt my brain a little bit. Let's keep going though. So the next shape is with the bass on the D string, and we're playing in root position here. So 10, 12, 12, 12. So 10 on the D, 12 on the G, B, and E strings. Then if we move to first inversion, we've got 2nd fret on the D, 4th fret of the G, 1st fret of the B, and 3rd fret of the high E. Next shape is 5, 5, 5 on the D, G, and B strings, and 7 on the high E string. And then third inversion, we are playing 9, 9 on the D and G, and 8, 8 on the B and E. There we go. So those were our drop 2 voicings. Now let's move on to drop 3 voicings. So for drop 3 voicings, we're going to start with the bass on the low E string. So we're going to be playing 8 on the low E, we're going to be skipping the A string, playing 9 and 9 on the D and G, and 8 on the B string. This is a very common one. Next shape, so this is going to be first inversion. We're playing 12 on the low E, 10 on the D, 12 on the G and B strings. Then the next shape, second inversion, we are playing, I like this shape, it's not hugely usable, but it's just a cool shape. 3 on the low E, 2 on the D string, 4 on the G string, and 1 on the B string. There we go. And then for our final inversion, third inversion, we're playing 7 on the low E, and then 5 on the D, G, and B strings. Okay, so now with the bass on the A string and playing our drop 3 shapes or voicings, we are playing 3 on the A, 4 on the G, 5 on the B, and 3 on the high E. There we go. Then for the first inversion, we're going to be playing 7 on the A, 5 on the G, 8 on the B, and 7 on the high E. I really like this shape. It's a very cool one. Then for the second inversion, we're going to be playing 10 on the A string, 9 on the G string, 12 on the B string, and 8 on the high E string. Bit of a stretchy one. I really like this one because we've got a semitone interval here, which is quite dissonant, and adds a bit of tension to the chord. Very nice. And then third inversion, we're going to be playing 14 on the A string, and then 12 on the G string, 13 on the B string, and 12 on the high E string. We could actually play it down here as well, an octave lower if we wanted to. So that was drop 3 voicings. Now we're moving on to drop 2 and 3 voicings. So we are playing 8 on the low E string, 7 on the A string, 9 on the D string, skipping the G string and playing 8 on the B string. Okay, nice interval spread here with this one. For the first inversion, we're going to be playing 12 on the low E, 10 on the A and D strings, and 12 on the B string. Oh, a little bit of a tricky one, this one. There we go. Okay, so for our second inversion, we're going to be playing 3 on the low E, 2 on the A, 2 on the D, and 1 on the B string. And then for our third inversion, this is a really tricky shape. I'm doubting that I'll be able to actually play it properly here for you, but let's give it a go. 7 on the low E string, 3 on the A string, 5 on the D, and 5 on the B. Yeah, see, it's really difficult. There you go. Cool. So maybe not so much of a usable one, this one. Or maybe if you just want to break it down into the top or into the bottom 3 strings. That sounds quite cool as well. Okay, so when we move down to bass on the A string, all the shapes are exactly the same, but we're just going to be playing them in different places, okay? So 3, 2, 4, so 3 on the A, 2 on the D, 4 on the G, and 3 on the high E string. Then if we move to the first inversion, we're going to be playing 7 on the A, 5 on the D and G, and 7 on the high E. Then we're going to move to second inversion, where we're going to play 10 on the A string, 9 on the D, 9 on the G, and 8 on the B. And then finally we're going to play that really awkward shape again, but it's a bit easier up here because there's less of a stretch. We're going to be playing 14 on the A, 10 on the D, 12 on the G, and 12 on the high E. There we go. Cool. So now that we've done drop 2 and 3 voicings, we've got drop 2 and 4 voicings left, and this is the last set of drop voicings we've got. So first of all, we're going to play 8 on the low E string, 10 on the A string, 9 on the G string, we're skipping the D string, and playing 12 on the B string. That's a very nice one. Okay, then we move to first inversion, where we're going to play 12 on the low E, 14 on the A, 12 on the G, and 13 on the B. Oh, there we go. Then second inversion, we're going to play 3, 3, 3 on the E, 3 on the A, and then we're going to play 4 on the G, and 5 on the B. And then finally, for the third inversion, we're playing 7 on the low E, 7 on the A, 5 on the G, and 8 on the B. Cool, so let's move these shapes down to having the bass on the A string. So 3 on the A, 5 on the D, 5 on the B, and 7 on the high E. There we go, there's our root position. First inversion, we're going to be playing 7 on the A string, 9 on the D string, 8 on the B string, and 8 on the high E string. Now my brain is really starting to hurt. Second inversion looks like this. We are going to be playing 10 on the A and D, and then 12 on the B and E. And then finally, for the third inversion, we're going to be playing 2, 2 on the A and D, and 1 on the B, 3 on the high E. Oh, it's a bit of a tricky one, this one again. Cool, so those are all of our drop voicings, and there are only a couple of voicings left, and these are ones that I've kind of just come up with from messing around on the fretboard, but they sound quite cool. So first one is we're going to be playing 8 on the low E string, and then we're going to be playing 12 on the E, G, and B strings. It's quite a cool one. And then we're going to be playing, for the next voicing, 8 on the low E string, then we're going to be playing 9 on the G, 8 on the B, and 7 on the high E. And then the final voicing, voicing number 50, we're going to be playing 15 on the A, 14 on the D, 12 on the B, and 15 on the high E, skipping out the G. There we go, we've got a nice voicing there of a major 7 chord. So there you have it, 50 different ways you can play a major 7 chord. A very epic big video here. I don't expect you to remember all of them, but this video is just kind of showing you the possibilities and options you have when it comes to playing a particular chord. Now let me know if you'd want to see a video like this for minor 7, dominant 7, diminished 7th, half diminished. I'd love to know if you want to see more of this. If you enjoyed the video, click like and subscribe to my channel. Make sure you hit that notification bell as well so that you're notified every single time I release a new video. I've also written a book on chord progressions and how to write really epic sounding chord progressions that really wow your listener. And I'm offering the first 2 chapters of that for free down in the description. And in those first 2 chapters, I'm going to be showing you how to write a basic chord progression and then build it up to something more sophisticated and advanced sounding using 7ths, 9ths, 11ths, 13ths as extensions to kind of build those chords up and make them sound more jazzy. And there's chord shapes for every single one of those chords in there as well. Definitely check that out. And I will see you in the next video. Have a good one.